Floyd shifted his focus away from traditional high-level bouts and toward exhibition events, crossover matchups, and conversations centered on his legacy. At the same time, Manny dedicated himself to politics and officially stepped away from boxing in 2021, making it appear as though their story had finally reached its conclusion. Some critics argued that defeating Pacquiao after his knockout loss to Marquez wouldn't carry the same significance, since it wouldn't represent the version of Pacquiao at his absolute peak.
To me, I think he's serious. I think he do want to fight, but I just think that everything got to work well in the business. Everything got to make sense. Yeah. Because before the fight, I heard them saying they'll fight me at 144, and then after the fight, I'm here at 147, and I'm not going up to 147 no time soon. 147 will, like I just told you, I think that will be my last weight class that I'm in. I don't think that at 28 years old right now, I'm just going up to 147.
What was the conversation in the hallways after the fight? I saw you and Bud and Ryan talking. What was that conversation like?
It was cool. I was really playing little mental games with him. It was a lot being said, but all of it was mental games. You know, you see a future opponent or somebody that you fighting, and you size them up and see what they looking like, and that's all it really was. It wasn't nothing too major. Mm-hmm. Ryan a cool dude though. Like that's the thing. Every time I kind of been around Ryan, he always got like cool energy.
That intense moment on live television was only the beginning. The real tension surfaced backstage right after Ryan's breakthrough win over Mario Barrios. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere grew heated when Ryan and Shakur came face to face, while undisputed pound-for-pound leader Terrence Crawford observed quietly nearby. The exchange carried a sense of looming conflict. Shakur offered no praise for the victory and instead immediately began criticizing Ryan's physique, questioning his size, and openly challenging the depth of his abilities in a direct and confrontational manner.
Bro, you know I'm not big. Wait, why do you think I was big? God, oh man. Wait, good luck. Thank you, bro.
Hey, big Ryan winning that.
You said what?
Ryan's winning that.
Oh, you don't want to bet on it.
You
don't want to bet on it.
Ryan's winning that. That's easy. Scooby snack.
Ryan remained unfazed and pushed for the fight to happen next, showing the tension was real. The backstage exchange turned the matchup from simple competition into a personal rivalry.
Title. You guys will all remember when you won your first, so you guys have won quite a lot, so you might have to dig back into that memory tank. Does it not give you an extra something? Will Ryan not approach his next fight with a bit more confidence because he is now a world champion?
Yeah, he's probably gonna feel a little bit more confident now that he's champion, but he's a little late to the party, so I don't think that the world title is gonna make a difference with how he's feeling because he's late.
I definitely think that he's gonna have a lot of confidence. But at the same time, if he's going up with a fighter like Shakur, it's going to be different because they've been in the ring with each other many a time as kids, and he's going to have that edge mentally over Ryan, even going in the ring, set aside his skill set. So I just think mentally, physically, and emotionally, Shakur is going to be here compared to Ryan. Not just because he's my brother, it's because they've been in the ring with each other and he never defeated Shakur as an amateur. So what makes him think he's going to defeat him?
Shakur was in the arena because of the dominant statement Ryan had just made against Mario Barrios. Critics had questioned his depth, calling him a one-punch fighter, but Ryan quickly erased that narrative. He didn't just win. He controlled the fight with a sharp jab, a powerful right hand, and a mock-complete skill set, proving he could systematically break down a top opponent rather than rely on a single shot.
It pains me to say Ryan because I thought, for me, I did always look at Ryan as a YouTuber. But man, Ryan has gotten better, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I
gotta know, man. Why, and let me know. Why do people like yourself and other people say like he's a YouTuber, he's a streamer, when he was like a great amateur, and then he started going into like the streamer thing and just became really popular and stuff, but he was like a bona fide fighter. Why do people just keep calling him like a YouTuber / streamer though?
Maybe we hate. That's all. Maybe I'll give it to you straight. Maybe we hating on Ryan. But look, maybe we is hating on Ryan, but at the same time, bro, Ryan, look, bro, he looked good, bro. He did his thing. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He did his thing. He was fast. His jab was fast. We always looking for the hook, but he dropped Barrios with a right hand. You know what I'm saying? So he looked good. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He looked good. At first, I I wasn't never too high on Ryan because yeah, he was a stream, but I guess he just, maybe we hating and stuff like that because he took it to another level. He did. He's a streamer / a real professional boxer. Now he's a world champion. So man, for me, look, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I take my hat to Ryan, bro. He did his thing. He looked good against Barrios. I never been that high on Barrios, but Barrios does have he has a good resume, and Ryan looked good against him.
Despite the commanding performance in the ring, attention quickly shifted to intense scenes outside of it. Moments after the bout concluded, Ryan's father and trainer, Henry Garcia, took hold of the microphone, not to celebrate, but to respond forcefully to recent criticism. Clearly emotional, he rejected claims suggesting Ryan had tried to avoid testing requirements and pushed back against what he described as unfair narratives. He directly addressed members of the boxing media, including Chris Algieri and Robert Garcia, who had questioned his son's conditioning and commitment. Rather than offering a typical post-fight statement, Henry delivered an impassioned defense, criticizing what he viewed as double standards within the sport and making it clear that their team would no longer stay silent in the face of public doubt.
You know my son now. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, he proved everything, and he proved a lot of haters wrong. He said it, a lot of haters. The only one that I wasn't a hater was Chris Maddox, but I'm telling you right now, man, there's a lot of haters out there. Oh my God, they're all over, so be careful.
Okay. It's okay.
No, I know it's okay, but they're right next to you sometimes. You're like, what the heck? But it's okay, this is a good satisfaction, and I just, like I said, I mentioned all these people, and you gotta give dads, let me close by saying this. You gotta give dads credit when they've trained their kids since the beginning, like ice skaters, okay? Like ice skaters, right? Those Chinese, they don't play, though. Those Japanese, they don't play because you got parents that support them. Okay, I supported my kids all this time. So it's like, why would you say that about me? Why would you say that about my son? Why would you do that? There's so much hate out there. You don't have to be like that. So when I hear Chris Algieri, and the reason why I mentioned about the kids and all is because Robert Garcia, it's like you have boxers like Bam Bam Rodriguez, Raymond Moratilla, Virgil Ortiz, and a lot more. Guess who trained them? Exactly, the fathers. So don't come out and try to impress me and say, hey, I'm the world, champion. Come on, man. I know you. You know me. So don't come out with this shit that you made him a champion. No. Fathers made them who they are first.
While his father spoke with emotion, Ryan showed a completely different presence, calm, focused, and disciplined. He discussed structured training, strict conditioning, and even thanked Golden Boy Promotions, dismissing rumors of internal conflict. The contrast was striking. After a dominant performance, he appeared composed and calculated, signaling that his recent growth is a lasting evolution rather than a temporary shift.
Let me say something real quick. I want to thank Golden Boy Promotions. I know people like to put us together as beef. I guess it sells, but I don't hold grudges, and I always want to keep positivity, and I just want to say thank you for all that you've done in my career, and I appreciate you.
All right, let's go. Well, the answer to your question is, yeah, I know he did it for me, but I told him before, we had dinner last night, and I said, you know what, Ryan? I said, I appreciate that. I said, but you know what? You've already won for me. I said, you've won all these tournaments. You've won all these, fights, professional fights. I said, I've had to humble myself as a father, so I let other trainers train him. What father does that when he's undefeated? But the main thing I said, you know what? Do it for yourself. Because I know if anybody knows my son, it's me. And I know how hard he worked. So for all those people that were criticizing him and hating on him, it gives me so much satisfaction. Because they don't know him. No, I'm serious. They don't know my son. I know my son, okay? And every father should know their son like I do. And thank you, Golden Boy, and thank you, Lupe Valencia.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, Lupe. I can't forget about Lupe. Shout out my team.
Oscar.
PJ. My new man guy. Everybody's like, oh, you just bring in, you guys don't know, like, PJ's the man. PJ know how to hit the mids. He's a beast. Don't forget PJ.
Let's go.
I know a bunch of fighters are gonna be asking for PJ. PJ, come on, we got it.
Hey, what
Donnie, my strength and conditioning coach. Y'all seen how ripped I was. We worked day in and day out. We paid attention to diet crazy. We were insane with it. We had so many talks nonstop. I learned so much about your body and what you need to put in order for it to move. I didn't even pay attention to that shit before. I used to just step into the ring and just start swinging. So thank you, Donnie, for all the lessons you taught me.
Doubts about Ryan faded after veteran trainer Joe Goosen openly admitted they were outperformed. He credited Ryan's speed, footwork, and ring intelligence, acknowledging they had prepared well but was simply outclassed. Even noting the tough weight cut for Barrios, Goosen made no excuses, reinforcing how dominant rivalry between Ryan and Shakur goes back to their amateur days, when they first faced off as teenagers in a fight that remains controversial. Ryan has long felt that politics within USA boxing cost him recognition and left him with unfinished business. Now, years later, this potential matchup is about more than titles or money. It's about revenge, redemption, and proving that the earlier outcome didn't reflect his true ability.
You know, now he's world champion. Lots of people were saying, listen, man, if he lost this fight last night, he would have been shelled. People would have been looking at him like he is not that guy. I can't believe we put him in the Four Kings discussion, that type of deal. Never become champion. What do you think this win has done for Ryan Garcia and at the welterweight division?
It reestablished his career. It did. He needed this win for his whole career. Listen, they can say belts don't matter, right? Mm-hmm. But they do. Belts don't matter when you like at a certain level, the Canelo, the Floyds, the Pacquiaos. But Mill, you around the gyms. What does everybody want to hear? And the new.
Yeah.
Guys walk in the gym and they scream that. They whole life, they wait to hear. You see how emotional he was when he won that belt?
Yep.
He could tell everybody, oh, belts don't matter, belts don't matter. That's bullshit. Belts matter. Every fighter, we keep score for a reason. You want to be a world champion. You want your night. So it reestablished his career, and nobody could throw that up in his face again that you've never been a world champion. You know who else needs that? Virgil Ortiz. He needs to win a world championship if you're going to make some kind of stake as a great fighter, especially in this era where 4 belts are available. So that reestablished Ryan's career, and he needed to win a world championship to legitimize himself. You know, you can't just keep going around just taking money fights over and over again. Conor Benn is another one. Never won a world championship. Makes all this money, has all these people going on crazy about it, but he never won a world championship. You want to legitimize yourself or your career.
The boxing world is now watching closely as 2 very different fighting styles head toward a potential clash. On one side is Ryan Garcia with his explosive power and improved discipline, and on the other is Shakur Stevenson with his sharp defense and elite ring intelligence. Shakur has already raised the stakes by pushing for the fight at a demanding 144-pound catchweight, a move some see as a strategic attempt to limit Ryan's strength. Others question whether it signals concern about facing a fully prepared and powerful Garcia. The mental battle has already started. Negotiations are moving behind the scenes, and when they finally meet in the ring, the biggest question will be whose confidence and game plan survive the test.
Would you favor or would you look at it as a 50-50 fight if he was to fight a guy like Shakur?
I still got Shakur. I got Shakur, but I'm not gonna lie. It's the skills, bro. The skills. I shared the ring with Shakur, you know what I'm saying? Even though we sparred and I was out of shape, Shakur is good, bro. Shakur is really, he's his talent just, he's not gonna be there, bro. He's just not gonna be there against somebody like Ryan. I know Ryan has confidence, but, you know, we say the same thing about Tio. He blew Tio out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying about the Tio. I mean, who you think is a better fighter, Tio or Ryan? I think Tio is better than Ryan, and like Shakur just blew him out, beat him easily. So, if he fight Shakur, I will have Shakur. It's not gonna, Virus was there to be hit. Virus just had his hands up. He didn't have no type of defense. You know, he didn't move his head or his legs. You know what I'm saying? He didn't move nothing. He just kept his hands up. So he was there to be hit, but Shakur is not gonna be there to be hit. Shakur has good defense. You know, he can parry, he can move his head, and he can move his feet. You know, so I think the Shakur will be too much for him at this stage right now.
Do you think it's the same thing if he was to get in there with Conor Ben?
Oh, Ryan?
Ryan, yeah.
That's a good fight. Ryan actually might be Conor Ben. I think Ryan will be Conor Ben. Yeah. I think Ryan will be Conor Ben, bro.
We'd love to hear your prediction. Who wins if these two champions finally face off? Can Ryan Garcia stop Shakur Stevenson's dominance? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.